Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Good morning viewers. We are going to see about the upcoming Rahu Ketu transit, which is going to take place on April 12th, 2022, where Rahu moves from Taurus to Aries and Ketu moves from Scorpio to Libra. As you know, the Rahu Ketu moves in the anti-clockwise direction. Now we will be seeing for each and every zodiac sign the effect of Rahu Ketu transit for the next 1.5 years. So this transit takes place on April 12th and Rahu will stay there till October 2023. So this 1.5 years, Rahu will be placed in Aries and Ketu will be placed in Libra. So people might think they'll give a lot of ill effects. Some people might think it will give good effects. But one has to understand that the Rahu Ketu transit, the Saturn transit or the yearly transit, all this will have effects up to 15 to 20%. Basically, the individual horoscope having the current Mahadasa and Antardasa will have the maximum effect, that is up to 80%. So one need not have to worry about all these transits. Also, some people might say that I am in Aries, so when Rahu comes to Aries, then it will give me a lot of problem. Some may think that okay, in Libra Ketu comes, so it will give me a lot of good things. Actually, one has to understand that each and every person will be there under a particular nakshatra, and in that nakshatra it will be in particular nakshatra path. So when you calculate about a zodiac sign, the total number of nakshatras, it will have 3 nakshatras and totally 9 nakshatra padas will be there in a particular zodiac sign. When you consider the total Rahu Ketu period, transit period of 18 months on a particular transit period, so if you divide that 18 months by 9 nakshatra padas, each nakshatra pada will have a duration of 2 months. So the ill effect or the good effect will have impact only up to 2 months, when actually the Rahu Ketu moves on to the particular nakshatra pada. So there is no need to worry about all these transit of Rahu Ketu and at the same time, when Rahu or Ketu is associated with a positive planets like Jupiter, Venus or rising moon, etc., then there won't be any much difficulties. But at the same time, if Rahu or Ketu is associated or aspected by evil planets like Saturn or Mars, then they may have some bad effects also. Depends upon the particular person's horoscope. If the person is having a very good Mahadasa and Antardasa running, he may not have much bad effects. But at the same time, if a person is not having a proper Mahadasa and Antardasa running, then they may have some ill effects also. We will be seeing for each and every zodiac sign there will be a separate video. If you are new to this channel, keep it subscribed so that you will get all my updates instantly. Now let us see on the day of the transit Rahu Ketu, what are all the planetary positions and the general prediction. On April 12th, 2022, around 1:48 p.m., you can see the Rahu transit takes place, where Rahu moves from Taurus to Aries. As per the Kalapurusha Tattva, it is the first house, and Ketu moves from Scorpio to Libra, which is the 7th house as per the Kalapurusha Tattva. When you see on the day 1, that the moment the Rahu Ketu transit takes place, Rahu moves to the first house, where the lord of the first house, Mars, is very strong at the 11th house of Rahu. So we can say that a lot of good things can happen during this year. Rahu and Ketu will work in a way that it occupies the house and it will do the duties of the like a house owner of that particular zodiac sign. So it will take the responsibility of the house, of the lord of the house, and it will react to that way. And secondly, it will also give effects based on the nakshatra it is traveling. So you have to see both the things. That is, the first priority is given to the house and the second priority given to the nakshatra it works. Now in the first house, as you see, Mars is very strong. It is associated with the positive planets like Venus as well as Jupiter. As we generally say, the first impression is always a best impression. So during this particular Rahu Ketu period, it looks very much positive. So a lot of positive things can happen this year. There may be good land reforms may introduced and there will be a lot of changes in the buying and selling of land. So we can expect a lot of improvements in buying and selling of land, and there will be good movement in the construction field. A lot of people may get good opportunities in the construction field. Also in medicinal field there will be good improvements. A lot of good medicines may come, and there will be a demand for the doctors, and some of the doctors may get good names and fame during this particular year. Also, as we have seen in this 2022 New Year, which is more predominantly for the women. So Ketu moves on the 7th house, and a lot of 7th house Venus is also associated in the 11th house. So which seems to be highly profitable. So we can expect a lot of good things happening for the women. So a lot of good women entrepreneurs may come up this year. A lot of good opportunities in the film industries for the youngsters, especially for the women artists. So we can see a lot of good actors coming out, being good singers, good painters, dancers. So a lot of good things can happen for the women, working women also. During the day, when the Rahu Ketu transit takes place, the star seems to be Maha, and the zodiac sign being Leo, and 9th house where Rahu stays when compared from the zodiac sign. So it will have some effects, ill effects for the traditional people who believe in spirituality. There may be some conflicts, there may be some tough time for them. So there are days where the temples may be closed, and they may not be allowed to worship, and they may not be allowed to practice certain rituals like that. So they may face certain problems on that particular area. But as you see, that land seems to be more strong this particular year. Lot of discoveries may happen during this year, so a lot of good things can take place, and there may be more discoveries, there may be more findings about our ancient history. So a lot of things we can expect during this year, as Mars is very strong when the Rahu Ketu transit takes place. Also Rahu indicates a technology, so we can expect a lot of improvements in the technology side also. A lot of good new things can come up during the next 1.5 years, and be good improvements also, except certain cases where there will become conflict between the life partners as well as some business associates, as Ketu is there in the strong 7th house. Whenever it is not being aspected by a positive planet, there may be some problems. Other than that, this Rahu Ketu we can expect a lot of positivity. As you see during this initial time, Rahu is associated with Mercury, as Mercury is a standalone planet, seems to be highly positive. So Rahu turns out to be more positive in that day one itself, and in Moon seems to be at Leo, and Ketu is at Libra, and Saturn being a ruler at Capricorn, and in Aquarius there is a good conjunction of planets, Venus, Mars and Jupiter, and in 12th house Pisces where Sun is there. So this is a portion of planet during the Rahu Ketu transit. Now we will be seeing for each and every zodiac sign a separate video, for which the effect of Rahu Ketu as a whole on the particular house as well as for individual Nakshatra will be seeing separately. Pisces, the 12th and the last zodiac sign as per the Kala Purusha Tattva. For Pisces, Rahu moves from 3rd house to the 2nd house, and Ketu moves from 9th house to 8th house. So for Pisces, compared to Rahu, movement of Ketu seems better. During the initial transit period, as the 4th and 7th house Lord Mercury getting associated with Rahu looks better. Those working with communication as a base could get more success during this time. Those working as financial advisors and financial consultants in banking and financial institutions, and those analyzing in share market and giving tips to others, those working as chartered accountant and cost accountants in the company could find this period more suitable for them. As the 12th house is conjected with more positive planets, chances of getting more positive expenses during such period. The expenses could be for marriages, charity, donations, children educations like that. As the 6th house Lord Sun getting associated and conjected with Rahu, initial first 3 months could be tough. Those leaders in politics find more challenging period. They may face enmities during such time. There could be problems with their own way of communication also. They should be very much careful in their communication during such time. Some may face some disrespect with their friends and co-workers during that particular time. At the same time, as Mercury is also the 7th house lord, some may get marriage proposals. Rahu travels on Bharani star of Venus, Jupiter, which is a lord of Pisces. Some may find some difficulties during such time. There could be challenges in workplace, in business, or even in married life. There could be unwanted arguments between family members, and lot of confusions could rise during such period. As Ketu is a favorable planet, when Rahu travels on Ashwini star of Ketu, chances of getting loans from banks. Some may buy assets during such time. Some may get money through social media also. Some may get foreign opportunities either for work or for business. As the 12th house is also conjuncted positively, chances of getting foreign currencies and better profit based on Ketu's movement. As Jupiter itself owns the 10th house, chances of going to foreign countries for short trips or for projects. Some may go for work or business or for studies. Some may get good job opportunities also during such time. Those unemployed, chances of getting good job opportunities are there. Those doing agriculture business could find good returns during such time. Those selling spiritual books and products and spiritual items could also find this time more favorable for them. Some may get opportunities for pilgrimage trips. After May, there could be good support from children and they may study well during such time. Chances of learning technology as well. Some may introduce technology in their business, like moving to e-business, to e-platform or online markets like that. So for Pisces, this Rahu Ketu transit could yield them from 75 to 85% positivity. Now let us see the nakshatras in Pisces. For Pisces, Purva Bhadrapada, Pada 4, Uttara Bhadrapada and Revati forms the cluster of Pisces zodiac sign. First of all, the Purva Bhadrapada, Pada 4. During the time Rahu travels on Kritika star of Sun, they could win out of their enemies. At the same time, some of their friends may also turn out to be their enemies. Leaders in politics find difficult time, but consultants in finance sector, banking sector and share trading industry find this period more suitable for their business. During the time Rahu travel on Bharani star of Venus, some may find problems through their communication. Some may face some disrespect with their friends. Confusions in family life, controversies between husband and wife could take place. During that time Rahu travels on Ashwini star of Ketu, that period seems to be favorable for them. Some may take loans and expand the business. Some may construct a house based on loan. The asset they purchase through loans may help them for their future. Some may get foreign opportunities for business or for projects. Some may earn through social media also. Some may get back their theft items during such time. During the period Ketu travels on Jupiter star, some may get job opportunities. When Ketu travels on Swati star of Rahu, they get opportunities in technology field. Some may get jobs in IT sector. Chances of making foreign trips during such period are there. Children may be more supportive during such time. During the time when Ketu travels on the star of Mars, some may get chances of buying properties, their own house, the vehicles, etc. Some may take over their father's business during such time and could be more successful also. So for Purva Bhadrapada Pada 4, there could be 75% positive results during this transit. Next comes Uttara Bhadrapada. Saturn owns this star and Rahu will do good credits as it is a friendly planet with Saturn. The first 3 months could be tough for them. There could be problems with the father and father side family during such period. During that time when Rahu travels on Bharani star of Venus, some may get good opportunities based on their hard work. Some may get entries in film industries or serials or films too for acting. Some may get chances to participate in sports for the country. Some may join as RJ in radio stations and channels of interacting with the public. Some may establish themselves in social media through which they could get public support. Women get more chances compared to men for Pisces also. During the time Rahu travels on Ashwini star of Ketu, some of them could win over their enemies and competitions in business and become more successful. That particular time could be helpful for them to bounce back and regain their original power. When Ketu travels on Jupiter star, some may face controversies with their father and the father side family. At the same time, some may get ancestors' properties during such period. During the time Ketu travels on Swati star of Rahu, some may get foreign opportunities either for studies, for work or for business. Some may get a new friend from different country also. Some may get blessings from their gurus or may locate their native temples during such time. During the period when Ketu travels on the star of Mars, some may find challenging time with their communication. Some may face controversies in family life and face some tensions during such time. For Uttara Bhadrapada star of Saturn, this transit could yield around 85% positive results. Next comes the final star Revati, the star of Mercury. First initial 15 days it could be more favorable for them. When Sun is very close with Rahu, they face problems in their communication. Even their friends turn out to be their enemies, and the way of communication could lead them to controversies. When Rahu travels on Bharani star of Venus, some of them could purchase assets like own house, their own land, vehicles, etc. Some may invest money in share market and find suitable profits. Those unmarried, chances of getting married, and those waiting for childbirth, chances of getting positive results during such period. Children could be more supportive and they study well during such time. During the period when Rahu travels on Ashwini star of Ketu, some may find positive expenses for marriages, for donations, for charity work, all such activities. Those who are in agriculture business find that particular period more favorable and profitable. Especially in the area of tea and coffee crops, it could give good returns. Those doing small business, cultivating vegetables and fruits in their house could also find some positive time. When Ketu travels in Jupiter star, some may get job opportunities. Those unemployed for long, chances of finding a good job during such time. Some may get foreign opportunities for project work or in workplace. During the time when Ketu travels on Swati star of Rahu, some may get opportunities to work in latest technology. Those working with communication as a base in sales and marketing could interact with foreign customers using the technology like video conferencing, Skype and all, and could expand the business volume. During the time when Ketu travels on the star of Mars, some may get good profits in business. Those working in companies, chances of getting increments and incentives during such time. Those unmarried, chances of getting suitable alliances, and those who are divorced, chances of a remarriage could take place during such period. Some may purchase assets, build their own house, selling their existing one and move to a more luxurious and spacious house. So for Revati star, the star of Mercury, this Rahu Ketu transit could yield up to 80% positivity.